While our American top negotiators when it comes to trade are now in China working hard to establish new trade rules, we're bringing in the man who helped define our nation's economic and military relationship with China over decades. Michael Pillsbury has written the book, The 100-Year Marathon, China's Secret Strategy to Replace America as the Global Superpower. He's currently advising the Trump administration and is the director of the Center for Chinese Strategy at the Hudson Institute. Well, so you've known all along, haven't you, Michael, that this is precisely what the Chinese wanted to do. They would like to replace us as the global superpower. How close are they?
They're getting pretty close. They're closing in on us. Nobody really expected it to happen this fast, including the Chinese. They had a timetable before that they would pull even with us by 2020. They'd be double our economy by 2030. Now they think they're ahead of schedule. And you have to admire them, but they didn't count on President Trump. This is the one thing they left out of their master plan. This bold negotiator who's kind of got their number. He's been thinking about China for 15, 20 years himself, writing about it. And this is going to be interesting to see what happens when the two superpowers, if you will, slowly move into this trade friction and possibly trade war.
Well, there is friction between the U.S. and China, but it appears there's friction with our own team. It's not necessarily everybody holding hands and singing Kumbaya on the American side. Stephen Mnuchin has different opinions than Robert Lighthizer and Peter Navarro, and Wilbur Ross comes in with a different perspective. So we've got a very colorful prism here. Are the Chinese swallowing this? What do they think?
They're having a field day in their press talking about the divisions among the American delegation. They recycle quotations from Larry Kudlow, and Peter Navarro in particular is one of their demons.
Well, because he's the real hawk here, right?
Well, Wilbur Ross is pretty hawkish, too. I admire Mr. Ross's views. I once asked him, Mr. Ross, how many times have you been to China? And I thought he would say 3 or 4. You know the correct answer, Liz?
48. He's been
84 times.
Wow.
When he went with the president last November, that was 85. So this is Wilbur's 86th visit to China.
Well,
and he's made money there. He knows what he's doing.
For a while there, he was diving into Greece every third day during the crisis, because that's what he does. He goes into areas and finds a way. What do they need to do to simmer down this trade war? And in the end, the Chinese, I don't know, you would know better than I, but they cheat and
Maybe
repeat.
Not.
They promise that they will drop
Yes.
tariffs on U.S. cars, and then nothing happens.
Well, their long-term strategy, they say, is to copy what America did from about 1870 to 1910. They claim we stole ideas and technology from the British and the Germans, and we kind of, in a very sneaky manner, became #1 in the world. They say they just want to follow the American path. They say they're going to make some concessions. There have been about a month now of comments from the Chinese side. Yes, we can reduce the tariffs on cars. Yes, we can open up our service sector a little bit more. Please be patient with us. We want reforms. But the dirty little secret that I think President Trump knows very well, only about half their economy is free market. The other half is still under state control, and they're focusing on what they call the national champions. It's the top 100 companies in China, which are now global factors.
Right. Well,
no one saw this coming.
They have a plan, and they've got it's not a 3-year plan, it's a 10, 15, 50-year plan, which is admirable. But these people, this country, they act like they're this little baby and give us time, be patient. They've been members of the World Trade Organization for 10 years. They are now the second largest economy. It's time to grow up and behave like an adult country, right?
Yes, and the good news is there's a debate going on in Beijing. There are sort of economic hawks who want to be tough. They complained this morning about bullying, and they're all ready to say some pretty harsh things, I think, tomorrow to our delegation on the last day. But there's also reformers in China. Unfortunately, some of them are in jail. But the reformers want to go all the way with the free market. They want to really be more like America after 1910. And this group is in a position to help us. But so far, President Xi is basically siding with the hawks and doesn't want to make any serious concessions. That's our problem.
Michael, you have advised everyone from President Reagan to Carter to the Bushes to Clinton to, I believe, everybody, and now you're with Trump.
I have a lot to answer for.
They're all blaming you. Who's going to be successful here? Will it be President Trump?
In the end, I think there's going to be some victories by President Trump. He's on the right track to focus on technology supremacy.
Okay.
We can't let them steal our best trade secrets and then remarket everything to the world. That's the hardest nut to crack, frankly. And I think President Trump is right to focus on denying technology supremacy to China. There are many ways to do that, but he's on the right track.
I'm sure Wilbur has a pull-out couch in his hotel room. You should go and help him. Help them all, right?
He doesn't. No, they don't need my help.
Well, your knowledge would certainly be an advantage. Michael, great to see you. Thank you very much.